Good morning. This is Talon at Old Guy Stuff on Busy Corner Lane, and today we're going to do a comparison video between the drilling capabilities of multi-tools or multi-knives that's got an awl on it, and some really old school type drills like this Hurkey Gurkey. So let us begin. I'm going to start with Victorinox, and since both of these awls, they come off the factory, they're exactly the same, I'm only going to use one of them. So I'm going to use my red one here. I have a stopwatch. I'm not necessarily planning on going all the way through the wood. What I'm looking for is how far I can go in 10 seconds, and then I'm going to use a caliper like this one to measure the depth of the hole if it doesn't go all the way through the wood. So let us begin. Okay, I'm only going to go for 10 seconds here. Get my stopwatch in my hand and get ready to start. Here we go. Oh, that's not good. Grab the other one. I'm counting this as part of the 10 seconds though. Okay, not all the way through. Okay, it's not all the way through, but I'm going to use my caliper and see the depth of this. Tighten that up. 25/64 of an inch. Let me put this as decimals. Okay, so 0.39 inches. I'm going to write that down. Okay, 0.39. Okay. Now it could have gone a little further, but it closed up, so I'm counting that. Okay, gonna go with the Leatherman Surge. That's my only Leatherman multi-tool that's got a awl on it. And I'm gonna do two of them on the Surge. One of them is going to be with the awl, and the other is going to be with the bit driver. So let's get it ready and go. Okay, we're at 10. So let me measure this out. And here, going down, tighten that up. 0.46. So we're going to write that down. So 0.46. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get the bit on there. I do have their bit driver. I usually keep that in the thumb drive though, because I like to use it that way. And I'm using the same size bit for anything that's using a bit. Go ahead and get this set here. 10 seconds and go. Okay. That fell apart. All right, well, let's get this set up. Use my caliper, bring that down, tighten it up. That's 0.3195. We're going to call that 0.32. Actually, this is here, 0.32. That's my Leatherman bit. That's what that stands for. All right, so I'm going to do an old school one called a Hurkey Gurkey. So I'm going to get the bit in that. Okay, a little bit of information about the Hurkey Gurkey. And this one is 100 years old. My grandfather had this one. It's got these gears here on a rotating part. It's kind of like a fishing reel. Okay, this is the chuck, and if I'm holding on to the chuck while I'm turning the reel like I'm reeling in a fish, it'll tighten up, and if I go backwards, it'll loosen up. Okay, this is set for going straight up and down, or straight into whatever I'm drilling. And if I move this here, I can change my angle, not just 90 degrees. I can come down as much as this. Okay, let's try it out. So here we go. that's it. I find if I use more pressure, it actually binds up and becomes harder. All right, let's try the caliper here. There we go. That's a 0.549, so we're going to call that 0.55. Okay, got another old school one. I just made a mess. I'm going to get that set up and then we'll show it. Trying to see if we can be able to see this good. This is called a brace, and I picked this up on one of my last trips to Tokyo at a store called Tokyo Hands. Okay, so it is probably not as good as the really old school ones that were made in America, but this works really, really well in my opinion. It's got a chuck just like the Hurkey Gurkey's got, or like a drill would have. This is a ratcheting apparatus, so if you can only do a motion of say 90 degrees, you can ratchet in what you're drilling or using it for putting in screws, and I've done both. And the way this works is I'm holding on to basically a bearing block up here, and then I take this part and I turn it like that. So let's get that set up to show the drilling on this, and I got to move this out of the way. So okay, so here we go. Well, we're all the way through already, and we were through in about... Hi, Aspen. My puppy decided to join me. Oh goodness. Now he's in the way. So let me pause until he gets moved. Okay, this next one's going to take a little bit of explanation. So basically, I made a bow drill. Okay, and I'm double cording this, and I actually learned this technique watching Survival Lily's channel. She did something like this about, I don't know, 6-7 years ago, where she double wrapped the spindle. Okay, now I did use my hand drill to drill the hole for the bit to go into, and I made well, this is a 1/4 inch hex. So I made the hole 7/32, which is a little bit smaller, so that it would fit in kind of tight without being so tight it breaks the spindle. Okay, and up here on the other end, so that I would have more efficiency with the spins, I drilled a tiny hole. Okay, basically 3/32 of an inch, and then I drove in an 8-penny nail using a rock from a fire pit. I just hammered it in place. And this piece of log that I cut a while back in my Silky Zuba video is basically going to be my bearing block. So that's what we're going to use with this, and we're going to see how the bow does. So we can see that pretty good. Get to where I can watch my clock. Oh, I'm backwards. Hold on. Trying to do it right-handed. There we go. Yeah, give it 2 more seconds to start. There we go. And we're all the way through in 6 seconds also. So, what did I basically learn from this? Well, I had fun. So that was a good thing. I have drilled holes through walking sticks using the Victorinox before, so I know they do work, okay? But they're not as efficient as something that you can kind of free spin, like the bow drill will, or a drill type apparatus like the Hurkey Gurkey, or the brace and bit set. Okay. they're not as efficient as, say, you know, the actual hand drill, but I was just looking for the idea that, well, you know, what happens when we have a power outage that lasts for a week and, you know, my drill batteries die or whatever, then, you know, I do have to do some stuff. So we checked this out, and my brace and my bow worked the best. So that's the main thing. I was kind of surprised that the Leatherman, using a drill bit and their bit driver on the Surge, was not as efficient as using the awl that came on the Surge. So I was kind of surprised about that, because I thought the awl would have done better. I've used it for drilling holes with stuff before, but it just did not do as good. So that's that's my video for this morning. Got to finish having my coffee now. Leave comments. I like reading comments. Some of my videos get comments, some don't, but, you know, leave some comments if you've got something you want to say about it. My name is Talon. I'm Old Guy Stuff at Busy Corner Lane, and today we're just comparing the ability to drill using multi-tool knives, and some old school technology type things like the Bowdrill. So have a safe, peaceful, happy, wonderful day, and goodbye.